Yeah, I'll check yours soon. Okie dokie, immune system. So, when I say immune system, what are some things you think about? Shout it out. Immune cells, okay? Lymph nodes, resistance, what else? Antibodies, white blood cells, vaccine. Okay, cool. So there's a lot of things that you already know about. I just have to kind of tell you the more technical information about what kind of cells attack what types of cells. Okay? Does anybody ever take cancer for immune system though? Okay. Yeah. All right, some people do. You guys have these awesome cells called natural killer cells. What do you think they naturally can do? Kill, okay? They are called natural killer cells because they naturally kill bad mutated cells in your own body, which are actually your own cells. So they're naturally going to kill your own cells, which sometimes can get a little crazy. That's when you have an autoimmune disorder where your body's attacking your body and it's not good, like lupus and stuff like that. But no, natural killer cells kill cancer-causing cells. So if you have a cell that's starting to get really cancerous, they kill it for you so your body doesn't have tons of cancer coming up everywhere. Because if your natural killer cells didn't exist, you would probably have like 10 cases of cancer a day. Like your body just kind of, sometimes the cell cycle just kind of gets out of whack, and the natural killer cells take care of that. So that's why this little carcinogen here, things that cause cancer, that's involved in my little picture here. So I'm going to tell you guys specific things to write down, okay? So don't go crazy with writing everything. This is just an image to show you where your lymphatic system and your immune system go hand in hand. You got who still has their tonsils? Oh man, a bunch of you guys. Who got their tonsils taken out? All right, you got lots of ice cream and loving and care afterwards. I got mine taken out when I was like 3, 4, because I kept getting strep throat and ear infections and all kinds of like upper respiratory, Alex with me, upper respiratory infections. So my mom was just like, look, your lymph nodes, which are up here, are just going out of whack, and they're not de-infecting very well. So you just got all this mucus and white blood cells and pus and like all these white blood cells just hanging out in your lymph nodes, which makes them really swollen. So those of you guys going to take them out, you probably haven't had very many upper respiratory system infections since then, which is good. But I had this like little robot taking care of me, and my mom brought me a Barney and a baby bottle, and that was cool. Yeah.
So why were you from?
Because they do a really good job of catching bugs and like not like mosquitoes and stuff, but like bacteria, and then they hold them in your tonsils, and your white blood cells come and kill them. It's actually a pretty good thing, but if they gather it too much, if they do too good of a job, sometimes they get inflamed. So they're not bad to take out because you got all kinds of other lymph nodes to take care of that. It's not bad to get them taken out. Okie dokie. So pretty much this slide is saying what a pathogen is. Pathogens cause infection. They cause diseases. So you just need to know that they're just going to be things that cause infection. What are some things that cause infections?
Bacteria.
Okay, bacteria. What else? Viruses. What kind of germs? Ooh, ringworm. Ringworm's an infection, right? And that's a fungus that causes that. Who's heard of prion? It's not like a Prius. Okay. Prion. Who's heard of mad cow disease?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, if you eat brains, mad cow disease, and that's actually a prion is like a little piece of a virus. It's like just a protein. That protein causes the disease, mad cow disease. So a prion is another example of that. Anyway, you'll notice that with me, all of these are not inherited. Okay, so if your mom or dad has the flu, are you going to inherit that?
No.
No. If your mom or dad has the measles, are you going to inherit that?
Yes.
No. The measles is just an example of an illness that you catch and then you get rid of it. 1 second. But if your mom or dad has color blindness,
Yes.
yeah, that's a genetically inherited disease. Notice we have genetically inherited diseases and then like acquired diseases. Those acquired diseases would be things like that are caused by pathogens. Yes, ma'am.
What is mad cow?
Mad cow disease is when you effectively your brain you go crazy. Like you just go kind of nuts. It's because your brain is firing missed signals and it makes you a little nutty.
So what's the code?
Because cows got it first. So the reason cows got it first is because like they reuse body parts of cows and other things and they grind it up in animal feed.
Yeah,
Okay, like they if you've ever eaten jelly, you've eaten the gelatin is just hooves of cattle just melted down Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. So, they reuse all kinds of parts of the animals, right? Well, they do this and they feed the cows some of the like ground up body parts. They realize though, if they put the brain in that they're going to grind up, the cows went kind of nuts. So they cannot put brain matter in animal feed anymore. Excuse me? The neurons, no, the neurons carry prions. I think that is true. It does get toxic, but it's something with the prions that exist in it as well. Okay, so back to pathogens. Pathogens just cause illness, but we can develop resistance to that. Okay, the way that you can capture these pathogens are many ways. You probably are like, duh, direct contact. Like somebody sneezes on you and you breathe it in. Okay, air is that somebody sneezes on you, breathe it in. Direct contact is like you lick somebody else's face. Okay, like or they cough and you lick their arm. Okay, direct contact. You get it. Contaminated objects. Somebody sneezes on their pen and they pass it to you, or they sneeze on their arm and they use a door handle. So those are all things you're probably fairly familiar with. The one that I don't know if you're familiar with is a vector, intermediate organism, a living organism. So, who's ever you probably gone out in the woods. You could check your head and your probably clothes for ticks and your shoes for ticks whenever you get back home. Why? What do ticks carry?
Lyme disease.
Lyme disease. Okay, they carry the pathogen that causes Lyme disease. So the intermediate vector is the tick. What's inside of the gut of the tick? It's actually called, get ready for it, Borrelia burgdorferi. That is the scientific name of the pathogen, the bacteria that causes Lyme disease. So the tick is the intermediate. It's just carrying around. The actual cause of it is Borrelia burgdorferi, which is just a bacteria, and it causes a disease what? Lyme disease. Okay, so that intermediate is the tick. What's another example of a bug, like an actual insect that carries a disease? Mosquitoes. What do they carry? Malaria. They carry a bug. Is Plasmodium in this case. Plasmodium is the protist. It lives inside of the gut of the mosquitoes. When they suck your blood, they throw up on you and they put it in your blood system. So they're the vector. Who's the vector? The mosquitoes. Good. Okay, this is the longest slide. Forgive me. You do have to write all this purple. I'll give you guys a couple minutes. 2 types of immunity. And these you'll probably see is a little bit familiar because this is like number, I think, 49 on the study guide. So you can go back and finish that up. This is the longest slide. And if I need to turn the lights back on, if you guys get sleepy, just let me know. I think the pictures are a little more visible whenever you have the lights down. So you'll notice that we have 2 types. Now, you probably can't see the box. It says acquired. But there's one that's innate. What does innate mean?
Close.
Huh?
Isn't that close? Not unable to.
Innate means like if you have an innate, if you're naturally good at something, they say you have an innate skill. Like if you're really good at science or math, you have an innate knowledge of math and science. If you're really good at understanding English stuff, which is not me, I'm natural. Yeah, it's like a natural immunity. So innate means that you have a natural immunity, and that's naturally given to you from the person who birthed you, your mama. Okay, so she is giving you all of this to start life with from day 1, but you do not get to keep it for very long. After some time, you have to start developing your own immunity by yourself, by exposing yourself to germs and soil and viruses and other people's sneezes and saliva and licking the table like when you're a child. You got to start doing that stuff to get your own immunity. Everybody did it, okay? So, this is called general immunity. It's just general stuff like some pathogens in the air. Temporary is the most important word from that one because it doesn't last for very long. It's short-lived. And this is the important part. How do you get your natural immunity? Mom has to pass antibodies to you. Okay? Antibodies to specific pathogens. So she's going to pass those to you. She's going to pass those to you via what's connected to you, Mom, whenever you're born? Okay, through the umbilical cord or breastfeeding.
So if you don't get it through the umbilical cord, when you are born,
You definitely will get it through the umbilical cord while you're in the womb. If you're not breastfed, then you're not going to be getting the extra immunity. That's why they say breast milk does so much for you. That's why people are recommended to do that. But if they don't, then they already have some of that immunity from mom, and then you can see it only lasts for a few months. So antibodies only last for a few months. Then after that, you're out in the world and you are exposing yourselves to all kinds of different parasites, bugs, viruses, etc. Okay? So this is called, when you go out in the world and you get it, you go and get those antibodies yourself from, exposure. That's called acquired immunity. Acquired or adaptive. Those both mean the same thing. We gotta have like 15 names for one thing. Now this is one that you do all by yourself, so it's gonna acquire. You're gonna slowly acquire different antibodies over time, but they're life-lasting. Once who's been exposed to the chickenpox by another person, not a vaccine? Okay, so all of you guys have the chickenpox, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you had the chickenpox. That means that somebody exposed you to the chickenpox virus, the varicella zoster virus. Varicella zoster virus. Yeah, it's a weird name. Anyway, so they were exposed to it. I was too. My brother gave it to me, I think, when I was 3 years old. Happy birthday to me. And it was like on my birthday too. My parents told me that. I don't remember getting the chickenpox, but do you guys remember getting chickenpox?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, a couple people did. So anyway, they were exposed to it. That virus entered their body. Their body fought back. Probably got an infection. Or probably had some bumps and stuff on them. You probably got a fever. You probably had night sweats. Your body was fighting back. But during that time, your body was developing antibodies. So the next time some little kid tries to come up near you and they have the chickenpox, it's fine. You can touch them. You can hug them. You can rub on them. Whatever. You're not going to get the chickenpox because your body already has the memory as to what that little perpetrator looks like. And so they can send out your antibodies that you already have. But the rest of us in here, it sounds like we got the chickenpox vaccine, right?
Nope.
No? Oh, then you're in trouble. You're gonna have chickenpox sometime in your life, or the
Shingles.
shingles. Thank you. So the chickenpox virus, the vaccine. Who got the vaccine? Okay, the vaccine contains little chopped up pieces of the chickenpox virus. It's not the real thing. It's just chopped up pieces of it. So they put it in your body artificially, and they go, fight immune system, fight. Let's make some antibodies to it. So they do that to kind of expose you artificially. So your body naturally makes antibodies to that now. And then in the future, if you're ever exposed to chickenpox, your body will take care of it. You're not going to get the chickenpox. Your body will send out the troops, your antibodies, and fight it before you even know what's going on. Yeah.
So, is that why we have a real hard time with colds?
Yes, that's why. Okay, so if the flu is a virus as well. Normally you were like, oh, got the flu vaccine like 10 years ago, I'm good. No, the flu vaccine you have to get every year if you get it because of the fact that it mutates every time. Okay, so finish writing that for a second and I'll answer a couple more questions. Is it low? And good. Yes. Okay, so this is the acquired vaccines. Our artificial is going to be through vaccines. And then natural exposure would be like if somebody else tried to give you a specific bug through infection. We've all had rubella vaccines. We've all had mumps, measles, and diphtheria vaccines. We all, to come to school, to be exposed in public, every person in here has been has been vaccinated. If you are not vaccinated, they will not let you enroll in daycare. They won't let you go certain places. Sometimes you have to get specific vaccines to go to other countries because of their bugs that they have there versus what we have in the U.S. You will be vaccinated before you go to Africa for malaria. You've got different, if you ever travel, you have to be vaccinated specifically. So, and Fun fact, your body will remember every vaccine you get. It's because they're called memory cells, they remember. But sometimes they kind of like, these start to kind of die out over about 10 years. So you have to get a booster shot. You remember getting like a tetanus booster shot?
Yeah.
Okay? You go back to the doctor, you got to get a booster shot. It's because they need to boost up your immune system once again. So they're going to reignite your memory cells. That's it. Okay. Write down the blue words right here. First line of defense, the blue words. And if you have a pencil in your hand, that tells me you're writing something. Writing something about the immune system. Thank you, thank you. All right, so your first line of defense, you've got this great integumentary system, which is your skin, and that's going to kind of just fight off the bacteria from the front lines. Then you've got chemical weapons, your oil and your sweat glands. They do not like oil, usually, and your sweat is sometimes toxic to bugs. So when you sweat, you're actually cleaning out your pores and cleaning out the bacteria that are trying to get in through your pores. So sweating is good, okay? It also contains acids and enzymes that are going to kind of fight against that bacteria. So that's your first line. Oh, and then plus, you guys know the outside of your body includes your stomach.
Yeah.
Your stomach is exposed to the outside through your throat, okay? So your digestive tract is actually a part of the outside of your body. And it's just because when you breathe in, you take in foods from the outside. It's the first thing that the foods touch, right? Is your esophagus and your digestive tract. So it's considered a first line defense because your bugs. If a bug's on a piece of food, like some bacteria's on some food, and you eat it, the first thing it encounters is going to be your stomach. So your stomach and digestive tract, anything in that kind of region, is going to have some sort of mucosal membrane, and that is going to catch bugs. Like your nose will catch bugs, and then you blow your nose and you blow them back out. Your mouth, if you hock a loogie, yep, hocking loogies, getting bugs back out. And then your digestive tract will kill it with some of the cilia. Well, no, I didn't talk about cilia. Some of the mucus and stomach acid in there. Cilia is in your respiratory tract. So, if we've ever hocked a loogie, it's because there's cilia that beat, they're like little hairs that go like this, they beat the loogie back up, or they beat it down. They're just like little things that move phlegm up your throat or down your throat. It's not, I know it's kind of gross, but it's actually really helpful because otherwise you wouldn't be able to get that stuff out of your throat when you're trying to like hawk up something. All right, you got the blue words down? Cool, cool. Second line of response, second line of defense. This is when your body's like, oh crap, something's inside, kill, 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 okay? So it's going to start to kind of excite your immune system and say, okay guys, we've got to pump this up. Chandler, pick your head up. Because we need to be able to appropriately respond. We need to send out the right antibodies, the right troops, the right leukocytes, the right blood cells. So the inflammatory response is just to write down the blue words again for me. The inflammatory response is whenever the white blood cells are becoming activated and they start causing a fever. They cause for the leukocytes, the white blood cells, to go to specific spots where the infections are starting. And it just starts to kind of accumulate a response. That's pretty much it. Oh, and I was going to tell you this one. Histamine. Who's ever heard of histamine? Okay, who's ever heard of antihistamines? Benadryl, right? Benadryl, antihistamine. Okay, so you probably get a red and swollen response if you are allergic to pollen or anything like dander, pet dander, bee stings like that outside, okay? So what some people take is when their allergies are acting up is they take Benadryl, right? Antihistamines. Yeah. The reason that you take that is because when your allergies hit, your nose gets really stuffy and your eyes get really watery. It's because you're kind of like getting inflamed up in this area. So what's the reason you're getting inflamed is because your body is sending out histamine. Histamine is like part of your immune system. It's just a hormone. It's a chemical, and it causes your body to go, oh my gosh, like stop this person up so they can't let the bugs travel past their nose. Okay, so to clear up your sinuses and clear up your allergy, you take antihistamine to stop the histamine from being released. Because sometimes your immune system is going to try to fight the pollen. It's not going to win. The pollen is going to affect you. It's going to be okay. Your immune system overreacts for allergies. Your immune system is fine when it's attacking viruses and bacteria, but sometimes it overreacts for allergies. Okay, second line of defense also includes WBCs, white blood cells. This right here is important. I'll let you guys kind of write down what you need to, but I'm going to tell you what I think is important. So white blood cells, come on, the lights on, I see. Sleepy eyes.
Oh, it's red.
Do not complain. Okay. White blood cells. With me?
Oh, yeah.
They're also termed phagocytes. Do you remember that word?
Yeah.
Okay. Phagocytes are going to be those, oh look, right here. Michael. Yeah. This right here is a phagocyte because it actually engulfs bacteria. So the big, huge red blood cells can engulf the bacteria. They have a couple names they go by. Phagocytes are macrophages. So you can kind of see the word phage there is kind of the commonality there. And then they are also termed, what does macro refer to?
Small.
Macro. Big. Micro. Small. Okay, so macrophages, another kind of easier word for that, are called big eaters. They eat lots and lots and lots of bacteria. So all they do is they just eat the bad things and then they digest them on the inside of their guts. So I'm going to show you what a macrophage looks like. Oh, and this is just extra. They can move anywhere in the body. So if you get a cut on your arm, all the macrophages are going to go towards your arm and try to start that fighting the infection. It's going to start there. Or if you eat something that's spoiled, like got a lot of fungus and stuff on it, they'll all move towards your stomach and they'll start to fight them. So they can move anywhere because they're just white blood cells. They go through your blood system or lymphatic system.
What is this?
A scab is a bunch of platelets from your blood just built up to stop bleeding. Proteins and fibers and stuff like that. Okay, this is a macrophage. Look how crazy it is. It's got a nucleus, it's got like some bacteria that it has eaten here, it's got like little pseudopods that can shoot out like Spider-Man and like grab the, the bacteria again. It's got ribosomes. So what are you noticing? What kind of cell is it? It's got a nucleus and ribosomes and it's not multicellular, it's a prokaryote or eukaryote. It is a eukaryote, right? It's got all kinds of organelles, it's got mitochondria, it's got Golgi, it's got ER, it's got lysosomes, it's got all kinds of stuff. So it's still just a normal eukaryotic cell. It just specializes in doing what? Catching bacteria and engulfing and killing them. Yeah.
So compared to this thing, the bacteria are way smaller.
Yeah. Look how tiny. These are prokaryotes.
Is that like actual size?
Oh, size comparison, yes. Bacteria tiny, eukaryotes huge. Okay, so here, the red parts are the important ones, okay? So, here's the white blood cell's job. To kill antigens. What is an antigen? Kill antigens, and then this is what antigen is. Antigens are just anything foreign. It might be somebody else's blood. It might be a virus. It might be a bacteria. It might be a piece of pollen. It might be some pet dander. It might be a fungus that you accidentally ate. That was on some bread. Just anything foreign, not from your body. Doesn't have a little tag that goes, it's cool, I'm missing Lowe's blood, or I'm just missing Lowe's skin cell, or I'm missing Lowe's blah, 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 okay? So, that's the job. Oh, and then it sometimes overreacts and they build up. Any of us ever had acne? Okay, acne, that accumulation of white pus is just a bunch of white blood cells. Gross. So they actually acne is just an infection on your face or anywhere else you get it. Back knee and chest knee and whatever. So that's just going to be the bacteria that's on your face causing infection. The white blood cells go and try to attack it before it can get into your system. So they're trying to help you, and it don't look pretty, but they're trying to help you. All right. So we have a couple more. These are specialized white blood cells. So white blood cell type 1, natural killer cells. We just talked about that one. What do they kill? Not necessarily only pathogens. Natural killer cells kill cancerous cells, right? That's what we talked about at the very, very beginning. Those are the ones that are going to control the cancer from overtaking your body. Then you have antigen-presenting cells. So what do you think this cell does with antigens? Presents it. Okay. So it's kind of like a hierarchy. You got all these white blood cells, and then you got this one big white blood cell called a blood cell called a T cell or a B cell. they are kind of like the almighty of all the white blood cells. So these other white blood cells, they go, all right, boss, I got the antigen. Here's what it looks like. And it presents it. It goes, I need you to make me an antibody to this guy because he is trouble. That's pretty much it. It's like a wanted poster. It's like, this guy is causing havoc in the intestines. Somebody pump out some antibodies to it. So they're just presenting it to their boss, blood cells, so that they can kind of make protection for the rest of your life. So that's what I have down here. Antigen presenting cells take pieces back to their T cells. Their helper T cells are their boss. And then the boss says, okay, B cells, I need you to make some antibodies because this guy is trouble. This virus, this HIV, it might be something else. Okay? So that you can, in the end, have lifelong immunity to what you were exposed to. Okay, are we okay here? I'm going to kind of go up there, and you can kind of see this is what the antigen presenting cell looks like. It eats the blood cell, or eats the bacteria, and then it goes and presents the little pieces to the helper T cell. And then the helper T cell is going to say, all right, we can make some antibodies to this. Alrighty, so antibodies. I need you to draw yourself a picture of an antibody. If you see a picture like this, you need to know the purple is the antibody, and what is the yellow representing? You want the whole thing, just take the graduated silver, bring it back. I can't promise the water is lovely, but... Okay, so these right here, this antigen is this the antibody is the Y shape. What are the little yellow things? Antigens, yes. So, notice though that, what is the antibody just doing with the antigens? It's just holding them. It doesn't do anything in terms of killing. Who is the killer here? White blood cells, those phagocytes, those natural killer cells. Anything that's a white blood cell is going to kill. That's it. These are just holding. And so when they hold it, it means that the body, I'm going to let you guys write that down. The body's going to go send white blood cells to the place that they're holding it. Okay. So proteins that attack specific antigens and alert the white blood cells to eat them. So what are some antibodies you have in your body? Antibodies to what? Okay, so I have some antibodies to many things. Who got the flu shot this year?
I did.
A couple people get the flu shot this year. So I have antibodies to the flu. I have antibodies to the chickenpox vaccine. I have antibodies to the rhinovirus, which causes a runny nose. I've got antibodies to lots and lots and lots of things I've been exposed to over my life. So do you. So that means that we're going to remember what we've been exposed to over a lifetime. Okay. More information on the T cells and B cells, and then we're done. Okay? T cells, I call them the Terminator. They were the ones that order the white blood cells to kill. Okay? They are like the Terminator. They are going to terminate the life of some antigens up in that body. That is their job. And I remember the B cells make antibodies because of the B and the B right there. So B cells make antibodies. The T cells, they form in the thymus. The thymus is up in your neck. And the B cells, they form in your bone marrow. So thymus is T, where that's how we got the T name. And then B cells come from your bone marrow. That's how they got their name. They form in different parts of your body. All right. So who knows their blood type in here? Ashley's blood type. A+. Okay, so if Ashley has A positive blood type, what blood would be bad for her to get?
B negative.
All right, let me just go with a whole different one. B blood, right? So if B blood came into contact with her A blood, she could die, right? Because the clotting would be over encompassing her body, right? The reason why it clots though is because her A blood has stuff in it that's going to attack the B blood. She's got antibodies to B blood. These are antibodies, okay? She also has antibodies to what other kind of A blood?
Negative.
A negative, I'm going to say that, and that's not exactly true, but I'm going to go with it. So, she's got antibodies, those are like little witches' brooms, to the B blood. So, if the B blood comes into contact with her A blood, these antibodies are going to attack by just saying, hey, white blood cells, we got some intruders. And they're going to just attach to that, and they're going to clot. And that clotting is going to cause a blood clot, and that could therefore kill her. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a minute to stand up and stretch, because some people are... Steven, stand up right now. You have a minute. Yeah. Stand up right now. Jumping jacks. Chandler, stand up. You have a minute.
There's the water.
Yes.
Like, Mama, I had always like that, like, if you all up with these infected stomach.
Yes.
What was I gonna ask you? Oh, antibodies. Basically, like, since the flu virus, like, vaccine, that's artificial, does your body just replicate what they put into you and then just copy it?
Your body sees what they put in you and makes antibodies against it. They don't put in anything good into you. They put virus into you. So they're artificially exposing you to a virus, just in little pieces though, so it's not actually going to cause the flu most of the time. It just means that your body says, oh, okay, I know what the flu looks like now. I'm going to make antibodies to it. It's just versus being exposed. I just had 3 people up for water, so just wait a second. Yes.
Why do people say it's bad for adults to get
Because it's a really, really severe case, and they get the shingles, and it forms like really big blisterings around their internal organs, and so their internal organs could essentially get like the chickenpox, which is bad. I don't know why it's more severe as an adult, but it is.
Is it blood on the inside of your body and on the outside?
Always, doesn't matter. It's the way the light refracts.
That's what I thought. Because
That was on our
talking
video.
about, I know, we talked about it this morning. And
Who?
just a whole bunch of people. I don't know how to go on topic.
Yeah, it's just,
It's like you're dumb. Like, no, I'm right.
like, look it up, people.
Work you see that.
Yeah. All right, come back to your seats. Let's finish this up. We have like 3 more slides. After we finish these 3 slides. 3 more slides. Okay, did I just talk about this?
Yeah.
What has? Okay. Now, vaccines, and I think I've got HIV I want to talk about, and that's it. Okay? Vaccines. I mean, I've already talked about this, but I want you to write down something specific about vaccines. So thank you for going back to your desk and writing something down for me. So, for example, we just talked about this, the flu vaccine. The flu vaccine that they inject into you are pieces of the flu. Okay? They're little bitty pieces of that virus. And so the way they term it is, it's a weakened form of the antigen. That's it. They're not putting anything good into you. They're putting bad things into you. But it's because they want to elicit an immune response. They want your body to go, oh, that's the perpetrator that's going to infect me in 2 weeks when somebody sneezes on me. I'm already going to have antibodies to it because I've been artificially exposed to it. So vaccines are weakened forms of the antigen. And the reason that they do that is because they want your body to produce or promote antibody and memory B cell production. What did I tell you a memory B cell was?
Antibodies. Makes antibodies.
They're actually, and I maybe didn't say this very well, but they're blood cells that make, what's this little Y looking thing?
Antibodies.
Antibodies, right. Yes. If the perpetrator mutates. Yeah. Alright, so vaccines, weakened forms of the antigens, your body promotes antibody production and memory B cell production so that in 10 years when you're exposed to the same specific bug or bacteria or virus, then you're fine. You'll be protected. So that's what they gave the polio vaccine when polio was here. That's why you get shots maybe not every year, but you get shots quite often. Okay, HIV and AIDS. HIV and AIDS, so HIV is the first initial part of that disease, and then AIDS forms after HIV has pretty much killed all your terminator cells. Where are the terminator cells again? Terminators of T, right.
Wow.
So, HIV, I'll wait on you. Okay, HIV has a very, very specific cell it attacks. It's the worst type that it can attack. It attacks your T cells. So the T cells are the ones that are telling everybody else what to kill, right? They're the boss. So if the HIV attacks the immune system, T cells, and if this, being the boss, if the boss dies, are any of the white blood cells going to know what to do? No. So you can have some pollen come in your body, and your body is not going to know what to do. It won't even know what to release, the histamine, the white blood cells, it won't even know how to attack it because it doesn't have a boss to tell it what to do. So that's why getting HIV, human immunosuppressant virus, that's the reason it's so bad, is because it's going to kill the boss, and then it's going to kind of ruin the whole immune system totally. So you can die from a runny nose infection. You could die from being exposed to the flu, which most people don't die from the flu. You could die from getting a staph infection. You could die from the easiest things. And it's because your boss, man, is dead. Nobody else knows what to do without the boss telling you what to do. So patients with HIV, and then which progresses to AIDS, which is right here. You can write down what AIDS is if you don't know. Acquired immune deficiency syndrome. Humans can die from really simple pathogenic infections. So that's why getting HIV is extremely difficult for your body to handle. And then down here, I got a little bit more. HIV is a fragile virus that cannot exist for long periods of time outside the cells. It is not transmitted through the air, toilet seat, shaking hands, sharing food, or bugs. So it's not transferred very easily. What's the only way it's transmitted? Sexually transmitted. All right. Okay. Take a break. You're not going to do that right now. Break. So, I'm not going to watch Crash Course right now. Leave your study guides on your desk, because I don't think I'm back at this. Leave your study guides on your desk. Leave your Kingdom books on your desk. I'll ask for you to pick your heads up. It's respectful. I'm going to give you some instructions. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys okay? So we've got 30-ish minutes left. You need to study your Kingdom book today, okay? I would flip through the diagram, flip through the notes, flip through your worksheets, okay? And then I might review tomorrow with you guys for 10 minutes before the test. 1 second.
Oh, I thought this was today.
No.
If you guys are done, I will finish. Okay, so you guys remember how to play Bunko. You need to go ahead and make a scorecard. That means you probably have a piece of paper, and you need to cut one in half if you want to play, so you guys can just see halvesies here. Bunko requires you to rotate. If you don't remember how to rotate, I will remind you. So just put Bunko, put your name, put round 1. This is your scorecard. How are you with me?
And then what else we do?
Okay, whenever you get here, when you win Bunko, how many points if you screen Bunko, because you get all 10 pennies, you get 3 points if you're the winner, Bunko winner. If you're just a table winner and you didn't actually get Bunko,
Who gets 4 points?
nobody. If you get, if you win the table, how many points do you get? 2 points. And if you're not the winner at the table, you get 1 point. And then whenever you're rotating, the winning team will stand up. They'll rotate to the next table, but then what do they do at that table? Switch partners, right? Because then it'll be a disadvantage. Because if you're new to the table, you don't even know any of the questions there, right? So you want to have a fair advantage. So you split up the team so the people that are previous on the table are split up. Because if not, they'll dominate and win like that. Okay? So what I want you guys to do is, after you make your Bunko card, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to find a partner. You can be in groups of 2. And if I have a group of 3, I'll rearrange for you, okay? And go to a table.